Hello, everyone. Welcome to Developing Palates. I am Aaron Loomis, and with me today is June Liu. How you doing, June?
Good.
So today we are talking about the Fratello Navetta Discovery. Cigar's Robusto 5x50. Comes out of the Hoya de Nicaragua factory in Nicaragua. Wrappers Ecuadorian Oscuro. Binders from the Dominican Republic. Filters from Nicaragua. It is blended by Omar de Frias. Price point is $10.50. And the cigar was released in October of 2017. And June, who do we want to give a shout out to for helping us get these cigars?
Our buddy Steve Callow at Smoking Joe's.
All right. So with all that out of the way, June, what was your smoking experience like with this cigar?
Um, Immediately, just a couple draws in, I got a ton of sweetness in this blend. Really very sweet caramel, and that caramel really runs the entire palate. Other than that sweetness, light oak, retrohaling started to pick up spice in the profile in a pretty like tame black pepper spice finish, mainly wood driven with that same light oakiness, strength and body medium. Moving on to the second third, transition is the minerals showing up in the profile. The minerals really help in the sense that it kind of descales that abundant caramel sweetness. Light oak also brings a slight wood bitterness as well, and that also helps that sweetness to kind of go down a little bit. While strength and body remains medium. Within the last third, it's basically same. I mean, you still got the minerals, caramel, light oak, wood bitterness, and all of that work pretty well with each other. And the strength and bodies, it's just finishes medium. In terms of construction, I thought it was really good. The only uh, kind of negative was I rated the burn to be very good, which is one notch below our perfect score. For me, within the couple leaves that I smoked, the burn was really fast. This Robusto lasted me 50 minutes, which typically is about like 20 to 30 minutes shy of how long I typically am able to smoke a Robusto.
Mhm.
But other than that, ashes held on tight. Burning temp was cool. Burn even. Perfect draw. So all around, good.
Yeah, for me, the cigar started out with wood and kind of an interesting mixture of mustiness and pepper. A little further in, that mustiness kind of had a bit of a mushroom meatiness, kind of complexity to go along with that wood. Retrohale starts with wood, but kind of has that complex musty finish to it. A little bit of creaminess kind of joins in a little bit later, and the strength in that first third was right at the medium mark. Getting in the second third, complexity of the mustiness kind of started to subside as the wood was kind of taking on a little bit of a char note to it. Quarter inch in, char continues to build, kind of masking most of that mustiness. Further in, that creaminess kind of kicks up to stop the char from running away running away and kind of balances the profile back out. An inch and a quarter, cream drops out, char increases again with the wood and creates a slightly drying profile. And as the third was coming to a close, that charred wood gained a little bit of bitterness. And there was a faint mustiness in the background. And strength bumped up to the slightly above medium. In the final third, I had to do a flaming purge to kind of start out. Profile was still charred wood, a little bit of cream coming back in. Still a little bit of bitterness present. Half inch in, that char increased a little bit. Some bitterness is still hanging around there. Retrohale carried a charred wood note to it. Cigar kind of maintained that profile through the rest of the way, and strength was still slightly above medium. In regards to the burn, sorry, I rated it kind of same as you, very good. A little bit wavy, but never needed any attention. Ash was 1 inch increments. In regards to the draw, it was a little snug through the first two thirds, and then became even tighter in the final third. I wonder if that might have had some of the effect on some of the issues I ran into it with having to do a purge in that final third. So overall, what were your thoughts on this one?
Um, Sounds like you and I smoke very different cigars.
Yes, we did.
um, Overall, I liked it. I mean, this is true to Fratello's blending fashion, right? So, medium strength formula going after full flavors. It's kind of like the Fratello style is kind of how I categorize it. That initial third, especially fullness and that caramel sweetness. I rarely get that kind of sweetness in a like a natural premium cigar. But so that was really cool to taste, like how much of an abundance it is. I mean, there's certain times, very rare times when I smoke cigars where I get some sort of a flavor, and it almost seems like I almost forget that I'm smoking a cigar because I just taste that flavor so much.
Mm-hmm.
So that caramel was kind of like that for me in this. But luckily, it wasn't just sweetness. There was good, woodiness of a light oak. There's minerals, some bitter wood that's coming through. I say if you are a fan of the traditional, typical Fratello style of blending full flavors with medium strength, this is definitely another one that you should try. Um, and also, if you're just a fan of good flavors, not a lot of beat you over the head strength, good to try as well. So
Yeah, I felt this was a kind of a departure from the enjoyment level that I've had from the previous Fratello blends. I mean, that complex mustiness that I got in that first third was unique, but I felt it could have been, monotonous if it was going to go on through the whole cigar. But transition was, fairly worse than that. It was really increasing char note along with some bitterness. Tight draw, like I mentioned. I don't know if it affected the flavors or not, but I'm sure it helped the overall profile. I want to try the Boxer Vitola in this line, which I think is called the Atlantis, I believe. I've always felt that the Boxer Vitola has been the best showing in all the blends. So for the Robusto, I was a bit disappointed. Maybe I just got a one-off bad cigar. You seem to have a very different profile. If I got caramel in a cigar, which I've never gotten, I don't think, I'd be in heaven, I think. So I'm gonna try another one. Hopefully I get some caramel.
all right, I smoked all of them.
Yeah, I dug it. So maybe it was just drizzled on the top row of cigars, and I got one from the bottom tray. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe a caramel before I review the cigar. Just kidding.
All right, so let's get into the scores. You gave it a 7.07. I gave it a 5.25. How do you think that matched up with your experience?
It matched well. I mean, I rated consistently the flavor profile to be good. Overall construction notes were very good. And overall, it was just good cigar. So low sevens I got a lot of these low sevens, especially carrying over from 2017. So, this tells me it's a good cigar. I'd love, be happy to smoke it again.
Yeah, my score matches up as well. I mean, I started out good like you did in the first third, but every third just dropped down one notch. I had a little bit of a draw issue in this one, so overall I thought the cigar was average. It just didn't match up with what I've come to expect from Fratello. I'm not saying that the cigar is bad because obviously you had a good experience. It just the one I had just didn't do it for me, or maybe I just don't agree with this blend or whatever it is. But I guess they can't all be winners, right? I mean, there's going to be a cigar maybe you don't like from a brand that you typically like their other lines. So I'm not sure what that is for me. So any other final thoughts from you on this one?
No, that's it.
All right. If you're just catching this video on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to us, but also check out the full written review on the website, developingpalates.com. Be sure to follow us on all the social media channels, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Google+. And you can catch all of our review recaps on podcasts, so iTunes, Google Play, and Podbean. Thank you for tuning in, and we will catch you on the next one.